Beneath the shifting skies of our planet, there exist nations not of people, but of animals. Tribes bound not by borders, but by instinct, survival, and ancient rhythm. From the thunder of hooves across endless plains to the silent unity of creatures moving as one beneath the forest canopy, these tribes tell the oldest stories of life on Earth. Each migration, each call, each gathering is a living thread in the fabric of our world. This is not merely nature. It is a history written in movement, a testament to resilience, and a glimpse into the wild's eternal brotherhood. Across the sweeping savannas of Kenya and Tanzania, where the horizon stretches into eternity, the Maasai walk side by side with their herds. To them, cattle are not possessions, but kin, living beings through which life itself is measured. Each hoofbeat echoes wealth. Each horned silhouette carries memory, and together they form a tribe where human and animal are forever bound. For centuries, Maasai and cattle have moved as one across grasslands and valleys, following the rhythm of rain and drought. The herds give milk, blood, and sustenance, while the Maasai offer protection, guidance, and reverence. The bond is ancient, woven so deeply that stories, songs, and ceremonies place cattle at the center of existence. Warriors draped in crimson guard them against predators. Children grow in their shadow, and every dawn begins with the lowing of cows beneath the vast African sky. But the savannah is unforgiving. Drought tightens its grip, rivers run dry, and predators wait in silence. The Maasai face these trials not alone, but together with their animals, enduring as one living tribe. The herd's survival mirrors the survival of the people, and every journey across the plains is both struggle and triumph. And so, through hardship, the Maasai endure. Cattle are not merely animals in their world. They are the pulse of culture, the link to ancestors, the guardians of tomorrow. In the vast silence of Africa's plains, this tribe of humans and animals moves as one, eternal, resilient, and inseparable from the land they call home. Far beyond the northern forests, across the frozen expanse of the Arctic Circle, the Sámi move with their reindeer through snow and silence. For centuries, these animals have been more than herds. They are companions, providers, and the heartbeat of Sámi survival. To follow the reindeer is to follow life itself, tracing ancient paths across tundra and mountain where no roads endure. The reindeer give warmth, food, and transport, their antlers and hides shaping tools and shelter in a land where winter reigns most of the year. In return, the Sámi offer guardianship, guiding migrations through storms and frozen rivers, reading the winds and the stars to find safe passage. Human and animal are bound by trust, a rhythm of movement repeated across generations, a living thread that ties the people to their homeland. Yet this life is never without struggle. Blizzards close in without warning, pastures vanish beneath ice, and predators stalk the fringes of the herd. The Sámi endure these trials not through force, but through resilience, carrying their culture in songs that echo across the tundra and in ceremonies that honor the reindeer as sacred. Every challenge faced by the herd is felt equally by the people, for their fates are inseparable. And still, the migrations continue. Across white horizons, the sight of thousands of reindeer moving in unison becomes a living river of survival, a vision that binds past and present. The Sámi remain keepers of this ancient journey, walking alongside their animals as one tribe of the north, guided by memory, endurance, and the unbreakable bond between human and reindeer. Across the rolling steppes of Inner Asia, where grasslands stretch without end and the wind carries the voices of centuries, the Mongols live as nomads bound to their animals. Horses, goats, and yaks are not merely herds. They are lifelines, partners in survival, and companions in the eternal rhythm of the steppe. To ride a horse is to carry the spirit of ancestors. To tend goats is to guard sustenance, and to follow yaks is to endure the cold mountains where little else survives. For countless generations, Mongol families have moved with the seasons, their tents rising and falling with the horizon. Horses grant speed across vast distances, pulling riders through storms and across rivers. Goats and sheep offer milk, wool, and meat, while yaks provide strength, warmth, and endurance in the highlands. This is not a separation of human and animal, but a single tribe, bound by movement, need, and loyalty to the land. But life on the steppe is never gentle. Winters arrive with ferocity, blanketing the plains in snow so deep that animals and herders alike struggle for survival. Drought hardens the earth, rivers vanish, and herds must travel further in search of grass. Each challenge threatens the delicate balance of nomadic life, yet each challenge also forges resilience. In their songs, in their traditions, and in the bond with their animals, the Mongols find strength to endure. And so the migration continues. The sight of riders galloping across endless fields, herds flowing like rivers of life behind them, is a living emblem of survival. The Mongols remain a people whose lives are inseparable from their animals, a single tribe of man and beast moving together across one of the last great open landscapes on Earth. High in the rugged mountains of Central Asia, where the wind scours cliffs and the steppe stretches into a boundless horizon, the Kazakh eagle hunters ride with companions unlike any other. Upon their arms rest golden eagles, birds of power and precision, partners in a bond forged through patience and trust. To the Kazakhs, these raptors are not tamed possessions, but members of the tribe, eyes of the hunt and wings of survival. For centuries, this alliance has shaped life on the frontier between steppe and mountain. Hunters raise eaglets from the nest, training them not through force, but through kinship, feeding, guiding, and teaching until bird and rider move as one. In winter, when prey is scarce and survival uncertain, eagles become the hunters of foxes and hares, their talons striking with a swiftness no human could match. The nomads offer shelter, care, and lifelong respect, and in return, the eagle offers vision, strength, and the spirit of the wild. Yet this life is not without hardship. The mountains are harsh, the cold relentless, and each hunt carries danger for both bird and man. Storms sweep the peaks, prey slips into shadows, and the long rides across frozen land test endurance. Still, through every challenge, the bond deepens, uniting human and eagle in a partnership born of survival. And so, against the pale winter sky, the sight endures. A rider galloping across the steppe, his eagle soaring high above, eyes fixed upon the hunt. Together, they embody a way of life that refuses to fade, a living testament to trust between species. In the silence of the mountains, the Kazakh eagle hunters and their golden companions remain one tribe, bound by courage, tradition, and the shared pursuit of life itself. Across the frozen vastness of Siberia, where winter reigns for most of the year and the land lies buried in snow, the Yakut people endure with the help of their animals. Horses and cattle, bred for strength and resilience, are not only sources of food and livelihood, but living companions in a land where survival is always uncertain. In the bitter cold of the subarctic, these animals stand as fellow tribesmen, their breath rising like smoke beneath the pale northern sun. For centuries, the Yakut have mastered life in this unforgiving climate by moving in harmony with their herds. Their horses, small yet powerful, paw through snow to uncover frozen grass, feeding themselves even in the harshest storms. Their cattle, thick-coated and enduring, provide milk and meat when all other resources vanish. Together, people and animals form a single tribe of endurance, adapting to a world where temperatures fall lower than almost anywhere on Earth. But survival here is never without trial. Ice storms harden the land, rivers freeze, and months of darkness press heavily on all living things. Famine and loss have haunted both herds and herders. Yet through every hardship, the Yakut have held to their bond. In their traditions, in their songs, and in their rituals, horses and cattle are honored not as property, but as kin who share the same struggles of life in the cold. And still, the bond endures. Across the white expanse, riders on Yakut horses move slowly through the snow, their cattle clustered in resilience against the winds. It is a vision of unity between man and beast, a reminder that even in the harshest corner of the earth, survival is possible when life is shared. The Yakut remain, their tribe of people and animals inseparable, carrying forward a legacy of strength beneath the endless Siberian sky. High upon the roof of the world, where the winds sweep across endless plateaus and the air thins against the edge of the sky, Tibetan nomads live side by side with their yaks. These powerful animals are more than beasts of burden. They are the heartbeat of survival, their strength carrying families through the stark beauty and unforgiving chill of the Tibetan plateau. To live here is to live with the yak, a creature as much a part of the land as the mountains themselves. For centuries, Tibetan nomads have followed the rhythm of their herds across grasslands and high valleys. The yaks give milk for sustenance, wool for warmth, and strength to carry loads where wheels cannot travel. Their breath rises like mist in the frozen air, their hooves cutting paths across landscapes few humans could endure alone. In return, the herders offer protection, guidance, and reverence, treating the yak not as livestock, but as partners in life. Together, they move in a cycle as old as the mountains, one that ties people, animals, and earth in unbroken unity. Yet, existence on this plateau is never easy. Winters are long and merciless, winds howl without pause, and pastures vanish beneath ice and snow. The nomads endure nights of bitter cold, while their yaks huddle against storms that would overwhelm weaker creatures. Every season tests the strength of herd and herder alike, and every journey across the plateau becomes a testament to resilience. And still, life continues. Across the high plains, the sight of black yaks moving in long lines beneath a sky of dazzling blue speaks of endurance and balance. Here, on the highest inhabited lands on Earth, Tibetan nomads and their animals remain as one tribe, bound by necessity, tradition, and a shared defiance of the cold. In the silence of the mountains, their bond endures, unyielding, eternal, and inseparable from the land they call home. Across the endless sands of the Sahara, where dunes rise like waves beneath a burning sun, the Tuareg guide their lives with the help of camels. These animals are more than carriers of burdens. They are lifelines in the desert, able to endure heat, thirst, and distance where no other creature can survive. To the Tuareg, the camel is both companion and protector, a silent partner in their journey across the world's greatest desert. For centuries, Tuareg caravans have crossed this vast expanse, their camels laden with salt, dates, and trade goods, linking distant oases and ancient cities. The bond between herder and animal is forged through hardship and trust. Camels provide milk to nourish, hides for shelter, and strength to carry loads across endless days without water. In return, the Tuareg guide them with patience, songs, and ritual, moving together as a single tribe of endurance through an ocean of sand. But the desert offers little mercy. Sandstorms sweep without warning, burying trails and silencing horizons. Wells run dry, oases vanish into mirages, and heat presses against both man and beast. Each crossing demands courage, each journey risks loss. Yet the Tuareg and their camels endure, leaning on one another as they always have. The fate of one is tied to the fate of the other, their survival inseparable. And still, the vision remains, long lines of camels swaying across golden dunes, guided by blue-robed riders beneath the blazing sun. It is an image of resilience and belonging, a reminder that in the heart of the Sahara, life is possible only when shared. The Tuareg and their camels remain bound as one tribe of the desert, guardians of trade, tradition, and the unbroken path across the sands. Across the deserts of the Middle East and North Africa, where stone and sand stretch endlessly beneath a burning sky, the Bedouin live with their camels as one tribe of survival. These animals are not simply herds, but companions, their strength and endurance carrying families through landscapes where no river flows and no pasture lasts. To the Bedouin, the camel is life itself: milk, meat, transport, and shelter, a partner whose presence makes the desert habitable. For countless generations, Bedouin tribes have followed the rhythms of the shifting sands. Their tents rise and fall with the winds, their paths guided by stars, and always their camels move beside them. These animals endure thirst for days, walk across blistering ground, and bear heavy loads through journeys that span the horizon. In return, the Bedouin care for them with patience, songs, and reverence, seeing in each animal a reflection of resilience and loyalty. Together, human and beast form a single family bound to the desert's unyielding rhythm. Yet life here is never easy. The desert is a place of extremes: furnace heat by day, bitter cold by night, and storms of sand that erase all traces of direction. Wells run dry, caravans are tested, and every journey brings the possibility of loss. But in the face of such trials, the bond between Bedouin and camel grows only stronger, for each depends wholly on the other to endure. And so across the vast silence, the vision endures, a line of camels moving with steady grace, their riders cloaked in flowing garments, the horizon shimmering with heat. It is an ancient image, unchanged across centuries, a testament to trust between man and animal. In the harshest lands on earth, the Bedouin and their camels remain inseparable, a single tribe carried forward by endurance, tradition, and the strength to survive the desert. Across the dry heart of southern Africa, where the Kalahari stretches in waves of sand and thorn, the Sand People have walked in step with the wild since time beyond memory. Their tribe is not measured in herds or flocks, but in the silent companionship of antelope and game, creatures that share the land and shape the rhythm of life. To the San, every track in the dust is a story, every movement of an animal a message, written across the desert. For countless generations, the San have followed these signs, hunting with bows tipped in poison and gathering roots, berries, and seeds from the sparse soil. Antelope, eland, kudu, springbok are more than quarry. They are spirits of survival, honored in dances, stories, and rituals that bind the people to the animals they pursue. The hunt is not conquest, but communion, a cycle of life in which hunter and hunted are bound by respect. To live in harmony with game is to live in harmony with the desert itself. Yet the Kalahari is a land of trial. Rain falls seldom and briefly, rivers vanish into dust, and the sun presses down without mercy. Water is hidden deep within roots, food must be gathered with care, and animals too suffer the weight of drought. Both the San and the game must endure together, each adapting, each moving with the shifting seasons. Survival belongs only to those who know the land, who can read the faintest footprint or follow the whisper of wind through grass. And still, the San endure. In the twilight hours, hunters return with antelope, their steps echoing a bond as old as humankind. Fires crackle, stories are told, and the memory of the hunt is carried forward as a lesson of balance. In the Kalahari, people and animals remain woven together, one tribe of endurance beneath the wide and starlit sky. Across the vast tundra of Siberia, where winter grips the land for most of the year, the Nenets move with their reindeer across endless white horizons. These animals are more than herds. They are kin, companions, and the very foundation of survival in one of the coldest regions on Earth. To the Nenets, each migration is a journey of endurance, a path carved not by roads, but by the hooves of their animals. For centuries, the Nenets have followed the rhythm of the seasons, guiding reindeer across frozen rivers, through storms, and over windswept plains. The animals give milk, hides, and meat, pulling sleds across snow where no wheel can travel. In return, the herders guard them through blizzards and darkness, building a life where human and animal are bound in mutual reliance. The herd is both wealth and family, each animal carrying within it the memory of generations. Yet the tundra is unforgiving. Temperatures plunge lower than almost anywhere on Earth. The winds scour the land with ice, and nights stretch into months of darkness. Predators stalk the herd, rivers break beneath the ice, and every crossing holds danger. But the Nenets endure, their resilience carried in stories, songs, and rituals that honor the reindeer as sacred beings. Each challenge strengthens the bond, weaving people and animals into one inseparable tribe. And so the migrations continue. Across a frozen world, long lines of reindeer stretch across the snow, pulling sleds that carry entire families through the Arctic silence. It is a vision of unity, a moving testament to survival against all odds. In the endless expanse of Siberia, the Nenets and their reindeer remain one people, bound by tradition, resilience, and the shared endurance of life in the cold. Across the wide belt of the Sahel, where desert sands meet grassland plains, the Fulani move with their great herds of cattle in a rhythm as old as Africa itself. To them, cattle are more than sustenance. They are wealth, memory, and the very breath of life. Each dawn begins with the lowing of cows, each journey guided by the promise of water and grass. In this world, people and animals form one tribe, moving together through hardship and abundance alike. For centuries, the Fulani have followed seasonal paths across West Africa, from the edges of the Sahara to the green savannas beyond. Their cattle provide milk and meat, while their presence shapes every aspect of Fulani tradition, song, and ceremony. The herds move like rivers across the plains, guarded by herders who walk beside them through dust and heat. This is not merely pastoral life, it is a partnership, an unbroken bond between human endurance and animal strength. Yet the Sahel is a land of constant trial. Drought grips the earth, pastures vanish, and rivers shrink to dust. Herds must travel further, guided by herders who carry generations of knowledge etched in memory, where water once flowed, where grass still lingers. Each dry season becomes a test, each storm a threat to both cattle and herder. Predators, hunger, and the ceaseless sun weigh upon the tribe, but the Fulani endure, their lives woven into the fate of their animals. And still, the vision remains powerful. Vast herds stretching to the horizon, their curved horns rising against the setting sun, guided by figures moving steadily across the land. It is a portrait of resilience, a testament to unity between people and cattle. In the great expanse of the Sahel, the Fulani remain one of the largest pastoral tribes on earth. Their bond with animals carrying them forward across Africa's ever-shifting landscapes. High in the rugged mountains of Lesotho, where valleys cut deep into stone and peaks touch the clouds, the Basotho people live with their horses as one inseparable tribe. These animals are not only trusted companions, but the very lifeline of survival, in a land where steep cliffs and narrow passes leave no place for wheels. To ride a Basotho pony is to ride the spirit of the highlands, an animal bred for strength, endurance, and loyalty amid the most difficult terrain. For centuries, the Basotho have shaped their culture around these hardy mountain horses. They carry riders across rivers, climb rocky slopes with sure-footed grace, and link villages scattered among isolated peaks. In return, the people tend to them with devotion, raising herds that can withstand cold winds, thin air, and the unforgiving storms of the highlands. Songs, stories, and traditions celebrate the horse not as property, but as a partner, a fellow traveler through the mountains. Yet life here is never simple. Winters bring snow that seals mountain passes, rains carve deep gullies into the land, and long journeys test both rider and mount. Each climb demands strength, each descent balance, and every trail is a reminder of the unity required to endure this land. For the Basotho, survival has always been a shared journey, their horses carrying not just burdens, but the very identity of a people who thrive in isolation. And still, the sight endures. Riders draped in thick blankets, their horses climbing through mist and stone as though born of the mountains themselves. It is a living emblem of resilience, a reminder that even in the highest and harshest places, human and animal can move as one. In the kingdom of the highlands, the Basotho and their horses remain bound in spirit, guardians of a culture carried forward on four hooves.